Today we're talking about someone who doesn't need too much of an intro. We're talking about Drake, aka whether you know him from Degrassi, his beef with Kendrick, or one of his many popular songs. Unfortunately, we're not talking about any of those things today. We're talking about two awful things that have kind of occurred in his life, or I would imagine are awful. I wouldn't enjoy them happening to me. That brings me to the question, Pickle. What would you prefer? A drive-by shooting or a home invasion?
I would prefer neither, but I think that the drive-by has a lot less outstanding danger. It happens really quick and your chances of getting hit are pretty low. But if somebody comes into your house, chances of you getting messed up or dying, a lot higher. I would take the drive-by.
I don't know if I fully agree with this sentiment on that, but I guess I see where you're coming from.
Well, think about it. If somebody unloads a clip from a car, chances are they may not hit you. The car's moving. If they come into your house and you're laying in bed and they unload a clip into you, chances are they might hit every shot.
Well, they were not in a car when the drive-by occurred. They were in front of Drake's house. So this is a little different. Would you care to enlighten the audience on that situation? That's the one we're going to dive into first, and then we'll get to the home invasion aspect a little bit later.
Police said suspects in a vehicle shot the guard at the corner of the Park Lane Circle Mansion around 2 o'clock EDT or 6 o'clock GMT on Tuesday before fleeing the scene. It remains unclear if Drake was at home when the incident occurred or whether he was a target of the shooting. Police said it was too early in their investigation to speak about a motive. "We are in contact with Drake's team and they are cooperating," Inspector Paul Krozik of the Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force told reporters on Tuesday morning. He said police are currently assessing video that captures the shooting but is not releasing information about it due to video quality issues. "The victim is in hospital and is in serious condition," he added. Witnesses told Canadian media he had sustained several gunshot wounds, including one to the chest. Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow told reporters she had been briefed by police about the shooting but declined to provide details. "Any shooting is not welcome in this city, and I hope the police will find the people that are violating the law and catch them," she said.
So I think a lot of people are thinking the possibility of Kendrick's involvement or something of that nature.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Honestly, I don't think that that's it. I just don't see it happening. I think it's just publicity for both of them. I don't think that Kendrick had anything to do with this. Now, do I think that it could maybe be a super fan of Kendrick? Just, maybe a stan crashing out? I think it's possible, but I don't know. What do you think on this whole situation?
Yeah, I'd be hard-pressed to think it had anything to do with this beef. Drake's a superstar. Honestly, the variables that could play into this are a million, and it was a drive-by. So I'm thinking if they were really trying to get to him, it'd be a lot more personal. They'd get out of the car or find a way to get close to him in public. This seems related to something else, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the possibility of it just being someone that maybe wanted to get Drake and just wanted to cling to that bit of clout that they might get from that situation, I could definitely see something along those lines being the motivation on this whole thing. But this did happen in Canada, so Canada and American laws are a little different. You want to take the audience into what the consequences for something along these lines might be in Canada?
Canada's response is to not punish them because they said sorry as they finished the shooting.
Then what can I do for you, buddy?
Well, this is a mugging. So,
What?
yeah, I'm sorry about that. If I could just get that wallet right there.
All jokes aside, Canada takes gun crimes very seriously. Canadian law states every person who commits an offense under subsection 1 or 2, which is the statute regarding using firearms in the commission of an offense, is guilty of an indictable offense and liable to imprisonment for a term of not more than 14 years. The sentencing guidelines state, a sentence imposed on a person for an offense under subsection 1 or 2 shall be served consecutively to any other punishment imposed on the person for an offense arising out of the same event or series of events, and to any other sentence to which the person is subject at the time the sentence is imposed on the person for an offense under subsection 1 or 2.
To break down what he said in more simple terms, you're going to have to do one crime's time, and then you'll have to do the other one. You can't do them concurrently, can't do them at the same time. Consecutive means one after the other. So it's going to be a little more tough out there for them. Hopefully they end up finding the shooters and something more gets resolved. This brings us to our next case. Do you kind of care to take us into this whole home invasion situation that Drake's dealing with?
A person was detained after allegedly attempting to break into Drake's mansion in Toronto, a day after a security guard was shot while outside the residence, police said. A person allegedly tried to break into the residence on Wednesday and was apprehended and detained by police under mental health issues, Toronto police confirmed. A conviction for breaking and entering into a dwelling carries a maximum sentence of life imprisonment.
Canada don't play, if you're going to break some laws, don't go to Canada. I think they've made that rather clear. So, this has been rather tough time for Drake recently. Hopefully they catch everyone that's involved in any of these crimes that have been committed towards him. Although I don't feel too sorry for Drake because he's way richer than me. So he can move around if he really wants to. He doesn't have to stay at the same spots. He can always sell and uproot, although I don't know how hard it is to sell a $100 million plus home. We'll see how this plays out, and we'll definitely continue to update the audience on everything. Do you have any closing thoughts for us, Pickle?
I found out that the law in Canada is you have to be nice.
With that being said, let us know all your thoughts down below. Do you think Kendrick Lamar had involvement? Do you think Drake has a BBL? Do you feel sorry for Drake? Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm Rugburn.
And I'm Pickled Landon.
And this is Tombstone Tourist.